Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and I'm here with Tom Dixon. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm going to apologize because I am getting over a cold, so if I do start hacking my lungs out, just don't mind me. It's all good. It's going around.
That's all.
Thank God I'm not the singer because this would be awful. But
Oh yes, yeah. We're not allowed to get sick, actually.
I know. I often wonder that about artists. Like, what does that do for you when you feel a cold coming on and you're like, you got a gig in the next few days? How stressed out does that make you?
It's terrible. I can't say how many times I've literally, and you don't get sick like days before. You get deathly ill the day of. You know what I mean? You wake up with a sinus infection, sort of stuff. Like
Right.
I literally gotten up in front of the emergency room and say, listen, I got a gig tonight. I got a sinus infection. Like, there's some antibiotics. They get it to me, and I get some, something in there, ibuprofen or something, and just hit it. Show must
Wow.
go on.
Wow. Well, I got to
Yeah,
give you credit
yeah,
because this one hit me really hard. And at first, I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I slept with the heater on. I'm just dry. No, days later, I'm like, okay, this is really bad. This is not going away. And I called my doctor, and he's like, no, it's okay. I'll prescribe you something over the phone. I'm like, are you sure you don't want me to come in? No, just stay where you are. I will give you antibiotics.
That's awesome. That's
which,
awesome.
which I think is great. But, they don't want to get sick either. So if they can treat you
Yeah,
from a distance, they will.
yeah.
So,
Let's do all of us a favor and you just stay
right.
home.
Totally. I'm sure a lot of people have thought that from time to time with me. They're like, just stay where you are, Melissa. It's all good. So I know we sidetrack a lot here. I'm so sorry. But
That's all right.
you have got so much going on that this interview could literally take me an hour because I just want to pick your brain about everything, but I promise not to do that. So
Okay.
first,
You're a small pick.
I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things that I can do, and it's amazing. But you have so many releases, EPs, solo albums, and I'm so excited about your latest album, Songwriter Unplugged. I believe that was released in October of this year, 2016. So I want to know about you going back to the independent artist. What prompted you to do that?
Well, it just, I don't know, it was the thing to do. I mean, I wasn't getting anywhere that I felt I needed to be, and I suddenly started thinking to myself, like, you know what? I was doing better on my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that brought me really back to basics. And, I started thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I do a lot of, acoustic shows and things. And I started thinking, I'm like, my fans are really digging that stuff. And I got a bunch of songs I want to record. And I've got this little studio I built here in my house. I'm like, oh heck, I can make this happen. Let's just do this. And I got my buddies together. I'm like, I just want to do like an unplugged. I'm like, remember like MTV Unplugged, like that stuff. I'm like, I want to do that on an album,
Yeah.
and my buddies are like, that's awesome. Let's do it. Like my band, they were like, yeah, let's do it. That's cool. So, it was kind of just a fun little project. That's how it started. Like, let's just have fun with music again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Well, the creativity flows so much better independently, don't you think? I mean, you don't have anybody telling you,
yeah.
no, don't do this, no, don't do that. You have to do this. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just able to be exactly who you want and do what you want, and you don't have to listen to backlash from anybody, right? I mean,
yeah, you got that right. And I'll tell you, like, that was one of the things that we noticed right away. I mean, I had my band, play on it and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I'm the producer this time for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, and we're, I'm not saying do this, do that, you play that. I'm like, I was just kind of like, do what you do, man. Let's do it. Let's just have fun with it. And when we did that, that's what came out. It was so cool. It really
awesome.
was. And I felt like for the first time it was my music. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's gotta feel so good and just be so important, And I mean, I often hear from different artists that the latest album that they create is their favorite. It's their baby. And they say that they feel that way with every single album they release. And then sometimes you hear them say, but this one really, really, really it is my absolute favorite. Would you say that this latest album, hands down, is your favorite? Because it's a really great, great album. And there's a few songs on there that I'm just in love with.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It really is. And, if I really, you never want to put them in order. but really, that and like the Kickstart This Party album, which was my first solo when I moved to Nashville, like those are my favorites. But this one really is, and the songs are different on. I wrote it with friends and stuff, and it was just such a cool compilation of me and my buddies. Right. You know what I mean? And that's what I think made it really cool. And the longer you write, and the longer you write with your friends, and the longer we're all kind of in it, it gets better and better. I feel like this was the best music, and then just the best time and everything. And it just even worked with my buddy Bobby, who lives up in New Hampshire, actually, who's like, hey man, like you're doing this in your studio. I want to help you master the thing. I'm like, yeah, why not?
Absolutely, right. Yeah.
And we did that from Tennessee to New Hampshire, just like back and forth using Google Drive, and it was a cool process. It really was. And I love it. And a lot of my fans are literally saying, this is the best music you've ever had. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That's great. That's awesome. And I'm so glad you were talking about Google Drive, because you know what? That thing has saved my butt. I can't even tell you how many times. Like, I'm stuck in California until the end of the year, and Tommy, who does all the editing and puts all of our videos and everything together, he's in Tennessee. So it's like I have to send him all of my files to Google Drive every time. And it's like, if it hadn't been for Google Drive, I don't know how the heck I would be getting through this, because it's so fast and easy. So, yay, shout out to Google Drive. I love them.
Yeah, right. I love it. And, because now we're, like, talking about doing just a single, which is kind of the wave of the future, as I've been calling it. It's what people are doing now. And it's funny because I was, like, talking to my, I don't have, like, a studio in my house big enough to track drums and stuff. So I contacted my drummer, Elton, and he's like, man, I got a setup where I can do that. And I'll like, send him a part. He'll send me a part, and then talk to my bass player. He's like, because I live outside of town. I don't live right in Nashville. They live right in the city. I'm no city boy. So even my bass player is like, man, I got a setup. I could just do that at home if you want. I'm like, yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Cool.
See, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's just fun,
Okay, so I have a question. You said you're not a city boy, which, great. That's awesome, and we love the country, and we love cowboys and all that stuff. But me, because I've lived in a city my whole entire life, I cannot wait. I'm planning on moving to like Murfreesboro area, and my goal is as soon as I get out there, man, I want a cow. I want
a cow.
I do.
I don't know if you can have a cow in Murfreesboro.
Oh, I'll just figure it out. I'll have to move somebody where there's a cow. Maybe Coffee County or something. I don't know, but I need to have a cow. I want a calf so bad, and I'm just like, so do you have? I know, I'm so stupid. Do you have like any of those like farm type animals too that you
No.
No?
No, I mean, somebody has to take care of them when I'm on the road. So I had horses when I was a kid and stuff, but I don't anymore. I'd love to again. I don't know about livestock. I don't think that fits my lifestyle at this point.
Right. I don't know. Just me.
I say all the time, I'm like, what's that?
I said just me. I don't know why. Ever since I saw that movie City Slickers when I was little, I was like, I gotta have a cow. I know, it's great. Whatever.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I say all the time, like I'm not a cowboy, but I'm a country boy. I'm just a small town boy, So that's me. I just like the small town, and I like to do it in Nashville. It's fun, It's up the road for me. I go in, I have my fun. I go home where it's quiet.
Exactly. I'm so looking forward to being out there full time. Like I can't even tell you. I just was out there for Thanksgiving, and it's just it's so beautiful and quiet and peaceful out there. And where I'm at in California is not anything like where I was at. So it's definitely welcomed, and you can actually see colors on all the trees, and you can see the seasons. So it's pretty beautiful. But I have to ask you a question about your song, That's Love, because I love this song. It's one of those things that's like, you listen to it, and then you're like, oh, my God, yeah, that totally happened. Oh, wow. And it's so funny and so relatable. It's just so true. And I laughed, and then later on in the song, it was like I heard a laugh, and I thought, see, this is just great. I love that song. But my favorite.
It was meant to be funny.
See, that's what I thought, because I was like, this is just, it is one of those things. It really does suck, and I don't want to spoil it for everybody else if they haven't heard it yet. But that song is just full of real life moments, and the part with your buddy, oh my God, I was just like, I was dying. I was like, yeah, I could totally see that happening. But
yep.
Yeah. So, but my other favorite song, and this is my favorite on your album, is "I'd Pay Anything." I absolutely love everything about that song. And lyrically, I mean, you write really well. And I want to know where all of that comes from. And when did you discover that you had this ability to write great songs?
Oh my gosh. I started out writing terrible songs, actually.
Awesome.
But there's an album out there kicking around somewhere that a few people have, and once in a while my fans will show up and request a song. I'm like, oh no, go away with that.
You're like, holding the X up in front of them with your two index fingers. Yeah. You're like, no.
Security. No, and it's there's some songs out there that we played for a long time that we just, they're bad songs, but they're fun and the fans like them. But it's just a progression over time, and writing with people is the best way to learn, and really writing with people is the best way to come up with the most creative stuff.
Right.
I can sit down and write a great song on my own, but to sit and write it with someone else, I always just feel like it's better, and that song is a song that I actually had written about half of it. Actually about half of that one. And I got together with my buddy Keith Dozier, and we sat down. He's like, "Hey, what do you got for ideas?" I said, "Man, I got this song right here." And I forget what I had a different name for it actually, and he's the one who came up with the "I'd pay anything" line. I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And what it was, I was just writing about my wife and I, just sitting out on the front porch here in Tennessee, just taking in a beautiful evening. That's really where it came from, and so I pushed that, and we kept most of it, and then added on to it, just changed the name of it, and that's how and then that's what happens. You get kind of stuck once in a while, because especially if you write something the hardest part is you write a verse that you really love.
Right.
And then you write a chorus and you really love it. And then you're afraid the second verse is going to destroy the rest of the song.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So that happens. And that's when I usually stop, take a step back and approach it another day, or bring it to a friend, and say, "Hey, what do you think of that?" And finish it up,
No, that's great. And, I love that you were, talking about how it's better when you're, doing it with friends, or other people. I mean, okay, I don't write music. I write articles. But there are times where I'm just, I kind of get like rock brain. I get stuck on one idea of where I want this article to go, what I want to do. And I have to pick up the phone. Like, I can't just, when I get in one of those moods, I'm like, okay, I got to call one of my friends. Usually it's my friend Randa. And I'm like, hey, Randa, could you please listen to me read this article to you and tell me what you think and give me your ideas. And then sometimes she's like, that's good. Or she's like, oh, I really don't like that. That doesn't really flow. And she's so honest with me, and it's great. But sometimes you absolutely have to have that, because I think it just makes it better. And when you read it out loud to someone, sometimes you're like really quick to hear your own mistake or hear that something isn't going right. And then sometimes I get embarrassed. I don't know if you do, but sometimes I get embarrassed. Like, did I really write that piece of crap? Like, ew, start over.
You almost want to stop and go, I just want to let you know, this is just the first draft. Not making excuses for it.
Right. So anybody who's listening right now, if you've read one of my articles and you don't like part of it, it was just a first draft, and I just didn't follow it through. It's all good.
That's it. I mean, it may be 100 years before the next draft comes, but keep that in mind.
Oh my God.
It's funny you say, like, your friends tell you, like, oh, this needs, I don't like this part, I don't like that. And I always say that's the best thing. Like, people will say to me all the time, like, oh, what do you think of my song? And I think back to when I first started writing, and I'd make trips to Nashville before I lived down here, and people would tear me apart. They would rip my songs to pieces. And, a lot of people get mad and go, I don't know what they're talking about, and just continue on like that. But that's one of the things I would say. If somebody gives me a song, I go, listen, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. You better be ready for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I tell them, I feel like I'm doing you a disservice to just tell you you're awesome.
Right.
Because you're never going to get better until you've been told, like, you made a mistake, and that helps you get better. Help me get better.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. You never start out perfect. And I tell this to my girls all the time as a mom. Like, if you are constantly getting A's and 100% on everything, how are you going to grow? I was like, it's okay to get that F once in a while. It's okay if you get a C. That just means you get to grow and you get to go further. And, and I didn't have that growing up. It was always, no, you're in trouble. You're grounded. You didn't do well. And for me,
I was gonna say, you should have talked to my parents.
Right? But you know, I know that all that did for me was discourage me. And, you know, and no disrespect to my mom and dad, they had high expectations for me, you know what I mean? But with my daughter, I see how much she stresses out and pushes herself, and she always wants to be the best at everything. She got an F on a report card once. I hid the damn report card from her. I didn't want her to come home and see the report card. I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna know. But you know what? I mean, there's enough stress out there in the world, and I definitely think that failing from time to time is good because it sets your mind back on track. It gets you back so that you refocus. So, okay, how can I get better now? You know what I mean? Because sometimes I think you need that little shift in your world, you know? But
agreed.
Well, good. But you have some exciting stuff coming up, and I know that like you have a lot of shows coming up, and you're doing the Taste of Nashville tour, and I want to know all about that. I mean, you've shared the stage with some pretty, you know, heavy hitters, and you know, one person that I know that you got to open for, Mr. Alan Jackson. I want to hear all about that. I love that man. I love him so much. He's like such a kick in the ass, and I want to know if you got to interact with him at all.
You know, no, I didn't. A lot of these shows you don't get to. You know, it depends on where you are in the show and what's going on. Like, I mean, like you said, I've shared some stages with some bigger acts, but you know, a lot of times they stay in their butts when I'm in a dressing room or something. You know, and it's just a little different. And you know, they're just kind of come in, play the show, and leave. It's nothing bad. I mean, it's just what they do. You know, they do this all the time, and they do what they do. But yeah, he's one I unfortunately did not get to meet, but I definitely enjoy watching him. I've been listening to Alan Jackson since I was really young, you know. That was a highlight for me. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
He is.
I was going to say, like, that had to be one of the highlight moments of your career because, you know, I mean, he's Alan Jackson. I can't even say it. Like, he's you know, he's one of those staples in country music that you saw all the time growing up. And it's crazy. But, I mean, you've gotten to do some amazing things, and you've gotten to play some festivals, and you did the first annual Live Free Country Music Festival, and what was that like? I mean, for a first festival, did it like exceed expectations, or?
I hope it exceeded. It did well. I'll tell you, that was the coolest thing, pretty much the coolest thing I've been able to do ever. Like, that was my first ever stadium show, first off, you know, and to play on them. It was crazy setup too. Like, I'll try to make this short, but it was a crazy setup because it was you know, Lee Bryce and Joe Nichols, Parmalee, and Dylan Scott, and all of these bands were set up on the stage in order to be pulled off the stage and play in order, and then us at the front of the stage. It was so funny. We were lined up like the drummer was at the front of the stage. There was no room left.
Oh my gosh!
It was. Yeah, like you know, you've been to a stadium show or like a stadium show or even a ball game or something, and you just hear that crack of that crowd. It's just amazing. And for the first time, like, we just get up and start the show like we do a lot of times. We kickstart this party because it works. And you know, like doing it, can I hear a whoop whoop? And the crowd was on it immediately, first time. And then there were a lot of my fans out there too that probably helped it, but. You know, then and then we stopped, we ended the song, and just to hear the roar of that crowd, I was like, I have died and gone to heaven. You know, like, this is what we do it for. You know, and every song that we played, those songs that I had written or written with friends or whatever, we played it, and people loved it, and you know, every song, it was just like, yes. Like, that's cool. You know?
Cool. Really awesome lineup. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, it was a great show, you know, and like I said, I've done a lot of big stage shows, but it was just something about that. I don't know, like, I've always had stadium show on my bucket list, and it's check.
Right, exactly. You know,
so.
I mean, I wonder, too, you know, you see people and their successes all the time, and, you know, when you're in this industry and you become friends with so many people, when you get to watch somebody you know do something like that, or go on tour with a really huge national act like the Swan Brothers were just on tour with Carrie Underwood. You know, watching Colton's posts all the time, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is so great. This is amazing. Can you believe we're here? Like, just watching all of that excitement and how thankful people are for their blessings, and just seeing it through their eyes is just, it's just so amazing to see. So congratulations to you on being able to check that off your bucket list. That's really, really, really cool.
Thank you.
I probably would have like keeled over if I stood up on a stage with that many people looking up at me. That's not my gig. It's not who I am. I don't think I could have handled that at all. But kudos to you.
Yeah. That's our drugs, you know what I mean? That's our high, you know. That's getting up there on stage, you know. It was funny because they treated us so good there too. Like, we were hanging out in the dressing rooms for one of the ball teams or whatever, you know, and we were chilling in there and stuff. But it was funny because my wife wasn't supposed to be there, and she surprised me at my police party the night before and came up. She flew in, and I was like, oh my God. So now, like, well, this is awesome. I don't have any way of getting you in tomorrow. When we figured that out, but I didn't have a passport or anything. You know, I'm the little guy in the group, you know.
Right.
And I walking to go backstage, like, you know, off to the side, heading down through the dugout, heading out back to the locker room, and we're walking back, and she's like, I don't know if I can get in here. I go, just walk through like you own the place.
Yeah, right.
And I put my arm around her, and they looked at me and didn't say a word, and I was like, yes.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's great because you know what? I mean, on this end, I've heard so many horror stories about stuff like that. In fact, one of the journalists who contributes to our magazine, she has her own blog called Shut Up and Rock, I think is the name of it, if I haven't screwed it up. But her name is Jade. She's amazing. She does these kick-ass interviews with people, you know, but she just went to the Steel Panthers show, or she was going to the Steel Panthers show last night. She had her photo pass, her, you know, media credentials and stuff. Because she wasn't a Canadian resident, the venue wouldn't let her in.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, she had to get on a bus, go to Canada. Like, she went to a whole other country, and she didn't get to go, and she didn't even get to see the show. She didn't get to do her interview, and it was like, oh my gosh. And she was just, but you know, she's, got a good head about it and all that. But so I hear all those stories all the time. So the fact that you were able to get your wife in, like, great, because that would have sucked for her. That would have been awful.
Yeah. She's standing in line because I had to get her, you know, and she's standing in line, and everyone kept saying to her, like, why are you standing in line? This is a funny thing. You know, I knew she was out there, and I ran up to the top where everybody was coming in, and I could see down the line, and I ran to everybody. Everybody's like, why is your wife waiting in line? I'm like, wrong story.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, I'm glad it worked out because that, you know, after hearing the story from last night, I was like, oh, my gosh, that could have gone a whole bunch of different ways for you guys. So very glad it worked out. So what do you have coming up that you can tell everybody about?
You know, I've just started kind of really booking for the summer of 2017. That's the thing right now that I'm working on. And, we start all that now. You have to, you know. Yeah. And, you know, there's just a few things that are happening now, some cool shows and stuff that you can find at TomDixonMusic.com. And schedule all up in it. But yeah, and thinking about working on a new song, like I said, I'm pretty excited about that. You know, it's a song that my buddy Keith again, you know, he and I wrote, and love the song. Did a demo of it, and you know, someone that might get, it's probably gonna get pitched around town and stuff. But I was like, man, I'm gonna record it first, you know. I just want to do it. And again, I'm just texting all my buddies the last couple of days, and they're, hey, it's been a while here, and I just want to record a single. Like, what do you think? And here we go again, you know. And that's what's going on. I try to keep things fresh, and I just always want to have new music and to go along with the show, something new to play at next year's shows. So
absolutely. And I saw that post on your Facebook, by the way, about wanting to, you know, you're like, I know I just released an album, y'all, but we're releasing a single. And I was like, you know what, that's good, though, because when you have that kind of passion and you constantly want to do stuff, I mean, seriously, the fans constantly want to hear it. You know, I'm a huge fan of music, which is why I got into this. And, you know, especially when you have your favorite artist, and it's been a while since their last album, and you're like, okay, I have memorized every song. I know everything. I listen to it all day long. Yes, I crave more, you know. So I think it's good. I think it's good, you know, to release some singles in between your next album. It keeps the fans engaged. It keeps them wanting more, craving it. So that's
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm excited about going down there. We're going to Orlando, Florida. We're going to show on the 15th with an organization called Road Recovery. It's a thing that's going on. They work with veterans that come out with PTSD and things like that. So we're planning a show for that. It's on a Thursday night down in Orlando, Florida. So we're pretty excited about that. You know, it's not exactly cold here, but you know, it's getting colder, and I'm pretty interested in going down to Florida in December.
Right, absolutely.
But no, I love our veterans, and anything I can do for that is just it's a huge honor. You know, my dad is a veteran, my uncle's a veteran. Everybody spent years in the military, but my generation mostly.
Well, and you know what?
So,
all of them, because I mean that's what it's about, right? That's what keeps our country free.
Absolutely.
I think that's amazing. And I don't know if you've heard, but Center Stage Magazine is partnered with Heart Songs for Veterans. So if you want to help out even more with them, I can put you in contact with the founder of that. And I mean, they do a lot of great work too. And I mean, if helping veterans is a cause that's close to your heart, this would be a really good organization for you. They do so much for so many veterans, and it's pretty great. We have a lot of artists that we talk to that are a part of that, and it's been so heartwarming to see the level of support that this corporation has gotten, to support veterans. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think that they have been so underlooked for so long, and it is just time. It is time that we take care of our own, and
you got that right.
Absolutely. So thanks to everybody and everyone who's listening today who served. Thank you guys very much for your part in our
thank you.
But
absolutely.
All right. Well, man, it was so great talking to you, and I'm so sorry that I kept you on for as long as I have. But I enjoy talking. I'm a talker. Me too. I'm going to enjoy talking to you. This is fun. Good. Well, when I move to Nashville, we're going to have to do, because you sound like you're a really awesome, crazy, fun guy. So we have a segment that we just started called Shenanigans with Missy, and we've only filmed we've only filmed 2 of them so far. So we're gonna have to figure something out, and we're gonna have to do a shenanigans show, and we're gonna have you be a part of that, because I just can see really amazing things. So we'll have to do something.
I'm always up for some shenanigans.
I'm not up for Chubby Bunny, though. I'm going to tell you, I've already done that one, and I suck at Chubby Bunny. I cannot do that one ever again.
Chubby Bunny? What is that? I'm going to have to YouTube that or something. Right?
You don't know what Chubby Bunny is? Just watch my video, Shenanigans with Missy with Sour Blossom, and you will learn what Chubby Bunny is, and you will laugh your ass off at me, because I am horrible. I cannot even tell you enough how bad. My attorney and my doctor watched my video, and they won't let me live it down. They're like, "Oh my God, you really suck at that." I was like, "Yeah, I do."
I'm gonna look that up right away.
I know. You'll be texting me later, like, "Oh my God, you really do. You're really awful at that game." Yes, I am. All right. Well, and in the meantime, if there's anything that we can do for you, if you have anything, if you release another single or anything like that, before our next, on-air shenanigan episode, you need to let us know so that we can help promote it for you, okay?
Absolutely. I truly appreciate that.
Absolutely. No problem. And have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much for putting up with me.
Yeah. Thanks for putting up with me.
No problem. All right. We'll talk soon.
All right.